Hi everyone, and welcome back to our full album review for Rah Digga's Dirty Harriet. This is the Classic Quest podcast, the show where we break down the classic hip-hop albums track by track, giving thoughts and opinions on every single song. My name is Holden Stephan Roy.
I am your lady friend Bonnie.
And the kinds of albums that we like to talk about are stuff like Rah Digga's Dirty Harriet. This is the second half of the album review, so if there's some stuff that is a context list or whatever, you can go watch the first half and then you can bump on over to this one. Or if all your favorite tunes are on this half, you can stay tuned as we go through it. There's a full itinerary in the whole thing down below, but before we get into that, I make music. You can check that out. I put out a track recently called Lose Weight. It's on this very channel, and I got an album coming soon, so you can check for that. And if you like what we do, Patreon, links in description. You can support us. That would be hella dope. Anyway, you could say that I'm just a break fool.
Or just a general fool.
So this chorus over here has everything that the ladies' anthem previously discussed on the first part of this album is lacking, in my opinion. That energy, the vibe, it's just kind of popping. Like, you know how we're in the way Do the Ladies Run This had this dry, slow, whatever.
Right.
This is something I could actually see people wanting to like get up and move and fucking vibe to, you know. I don't know, there's just something to it. The way she like slaps the energy of it, like, this is the way, baby, the smoking, chilling, and it's just got this energy to it. She just sounds like she's fucking turned up. She's having a great time. It's for anybody, everybody, etc. I just really like it. What do you think about this track?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It definitely has like a super hype beat, and like the beat, like I listened to it and I was like, do I know this beat? Like it made me like. I was like in my head, I was like racking my brains. I'm like, and is this like an Aaliyah track? Like, is this like some beat that she worked on? Like, it just sounds so familiar, and I couldn't figure out who it is. And maybe it's just sounds like something, but it definitely like has like, I don't know, stands out. It makes me think of something else, but I can't remember what or figure it out. But anyways, but yeah, this is for like the people that are chill during the day, but they come to life at night and are like the champions and like win every night and do what they need to do. And I mean it's I don't know, it's cool. I like it. It definitely has a great hook. I like that a lot. Her sound and her strength in her like voice is like awesome. Like, she's really like forceful but like controlling, like at the same time, like not like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. And this one also sounds like a little bit more like radio friendly. Like, this would play on like a radio station or whatever. Like, this would be like the hit, I guess. So
it did have a music video.
Yeah.
And
a lot honestly, of Busta in there.
Forgettable video.
Yeah, I mean, just dancing around and singing in the club, I guess. It's I don't know, it has good energy, and it's like, she's like a strong lady force. I like it. I give this one a 4.4 on 5.
Fair enough. I definitely feel like this song was meant to be like a hit single for the era of like that time. It reminds me a lot of like the Swizz Beatz kind of slapping radio single. I don't know if I ever heard this before, to be honest. Like, it's possible I did, but here's the thing. I feel like in the same way that her technique is ridiculous, and I just want to keep emphasizing that, the way she raps is top notch.
Yeah.
She fucking hits the pocket properly. This hook is ridiculously good, but at a lyrical front, I don't know. I don't know if it was because she was fucking with Flipmode or what it is exactly, but it just feels like this doesn't feel like anything like super substantial compared to some of the other tracks. Like, this feels like a label or somebody forced her to make this song, is my opinion, because it's just like, I don't know, like, considering what comes next on the album, right? Like, the next track, right? It's just so fire. It's just so hard, right? Just to give you context, I actually like a lot of things on this album, and I really enjoyed listening to this song, right? So when I'm listening to the energy of it, it's fucking great. When I listen to the way she rides the beat, it's so great. But I don't have a lot to comment on the lyrics. It just kind of sounds like any other club banger, except that Rah Digga rips an energy that makes me actually want to I'm gravitated to her.
Yeah.
but I'm not really gravitated to the production or much else on this one. But I think it sounds good. Like if this came on right after like Party Up and a few other things in the right vibe, I'd be feeling it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like if this also came on after the other kinds of songs, I might not be feeling it. Has that kind of a vibe.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna
It's a
give
hit
it
or
a
miss.
4.35 because again, Rah Digga is take the acapella off this and throw it on a different beat and a different vibe entirely. I feel like that about many tracks on this project.
Right.
I think it would be fucking stellar. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. You know what's really dope though?
What?
Straight Spittin 2,
Yeah.
part 2. Everything about this song is perfect. I mean,
wow.
the beat is perfect. Okay, I mean, the beat is just like grimy, right? It has a griminess to it. It almost feels Mobb Deep-ish in the way that it kind of flows in. You just keep your, like, it doesn't sound corny. It almost comes off more on that. You could still listen to it forever, ever. Whereas the last beat, honestly, it only makes sense if you throw on that 2000s party pop playlist from back in the day, right? This one, I could just throw on and it creates a vibe. I don't know. I feel like it hits heavy. And then the way she just spits is so hard. Like, my shit is tight, if not the tightest. My stats stay bubbling how Pepsi and Sprite is. That is more witty and clever just because, bubbling like Pepsi and Sprite is because those are sodas. Y'all get it?
Yep.
But that's better than every bar on the last track. And that's just the first, 2 bars of that verse. Everything she wrote on her pen game on this track is just ridiculous. I fuck a head up like the ex-girl turned dyke bitch, the nicest on one like unicyclist. I'm just like, oh, that's hard hating on the language front. Like, that's some strong language. But also fucking fly, because it is kind of nice to watch a unicyclist go. And the fact that she accidentally rhymes dyke bitch with unicyclist, that's fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's fire. Ice picks is the next rhyme. When the pussy running deeper than stab wounds from ice picks. Keeping up both the impressive use of imagery and the ridiculous fucking attack that she's been going on with this narrative. So fuck the last track in terms of the content. I'm sorry. It feels like somebody made her do it. And this is some fucking raw diggity da. I don't know. This is just, it goes on like that the whole way through. But then on top of that, you got that like, ride it, straight spittin', like the fucking chorus thing. Oh, it's just good. It's got it all. What else could you possibly fucking want in this kind of a track? It just slaps, and she spits hard, and then you literally hear her like whoosh, spitting up in like the fucking beat at points. Yeah. She has the theatrics that were fucking awesome on tracks like Harriet Thugman and shit. I don't know. This is it. I think this might be the pinnacle of this album as far as quality goes. It's just, I could listen to this any day of the week, anytime, and it's just ill. I spit on MTV all the way down to your mixtape. She does. This track's ridiculous. I don't know. I could just repeat myself for a while. I think you get it. 5 on fucking 5.
Wow.
The ad-libs, the dynamic voices, like she layers her voices in parts, like everything. She does it all.
Wow. You've got a really good appreciation for this one. Maybe I need to go listen to it one more time or something.
This is fire. You best be careful what you say here, because the hip hop heads is watching.
I get it. I just found. I did find it it just a little bit too much for me. There's a lot going on sonically. I don't know. It's just with the or whatever the I don't know. There was that weird breathing mixed clip that was mixed in of this woman breathing all the time, and so I found that kind of annoying. But it's interestingly mixed this one. I like that, and I do like her raps. I thought what she was saying and her word use and everything was great. Nothing bad about that.
More rhymes than silicone in California.
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy like South Park and hotter than South Beach. I like that. I'm a big South Park fan, so I always appreciate when I see that kind of stuff. I don't know if she's talking about the show or just the place, but I'm gonna take it as the show. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. This one was it was less than great for me. But and also, what was the first part? Because this is straight spitting part 2. There was no first part on the album, so maybe it was like
Okay.
from another album or
Maybe
something.
it's from something else. Maybe, I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying. I'm just saying too. I just wanted to know what it was. Maybe I should go check it out. Maybe it makes more sense if you hear both.
But what? This is straight spitting. There's no more context relevant. This
I'm just-
track is straight spitting. It
Like, I
lives
get what
up
it is.
to
Like,
the
I get
name
it.
a la Max. Okay, like I don't know what else you can do.
Like for me, maybe I don't know. Like I like the last song more than I like this one.
Shit, man, look at here. Like the way she does that part, like
Yes.
she dances, she smacks that beat around. She does a million fucking flows on this shit. She changes it up so much. And every bar is witty, like sharp, like she lives up to like all of it, like
Yeah.
Like if you were to show this to like in my opinion, like a
I
proper
agree.
hip
I
hop
agree.
head,
Like I think that like
they would
everything
have
she's
to love
doing
this.
is fine. But like
Whereas
I
the
just wasn't
last
in love
one-
with it as much.
The last one, like I mean, it sounds like a good time.
Like I like a good time more
But
than I
it's
can
like,
more than I like a poetry session.
We
I
up
guess.
in
I
the
don't know.
VIP versus like
We all have our preferences.
It's fine.
4.1.
Cause all that
on
blah
five.
blah ain't hated. I'm just gonna quote her about her. Oh,
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, 4.1.
I don't like your grade. What's up with that?
So many things.
I like this one. But I do have to admit the beat. It's kind of an in between of the last two. I
Right.
feel like it ages better than the club banger, which keep in mind we're the right age for that club banger. So if we like it, it doesn't mean it's good. It means we were 13 when that shit was popping. Okay, it reminds us of our early induction into good.
Sure, yeah.
Because that is the sound of our high
Sound
school
of
party.
sound of our youth.
It really is like. Anyway, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland and a few others have almost a virtual monopoly on the pop music of the shit we grew up with because of when we grew up. So I'm going to say that party song was there. This shit, though, I think is more interesting to listen to on that front. But we went back into the point where the pen game's on point. Everything's fucking good to listen to. She has occasional lyrics that poke through interesting lines like Spendo and Pub saying no to Scrubs with the crisp deep voice that lace with overdubs. And on that note, it's dope. She's fucking consistent, like she is making hits like the oldies, which I guess this is an oldies track, all things considered, even for her era, and it sounds fire. What's up with that? I like the way she laces in that hook. Caspi frontin' like they know me, yo, what's up with that? So it almost sounds like everything is supposed to be exactly what it is, and she hits it fucking like ridiculous, like verse Danton, worse than Armageddon, worse than the kids running around bomb setting. It's like. It's hard. Mine threatening, like a couple hits of mescaline. Like it hits hard. And I can go through the rest of the track. It's fucking dope. Another just humorous one. We'll put a rapper on his ass like War Milk and Ovaltine. Clever as fuck. But I found it really hard to like get into the track. I don't know. Again, it's more the production than her. She's so fun to listen to. And I don't know. There's this one dude that's like A-OK on YouTube. Like it's like an A-OK. And he just does these fucking weird mixes. And if he took this album and he laid it down on something completely different, I think it would make this super pristine or something. So I'm going to give this a 4.25 because I don't know. I can't say it. It's just another fly track that Rah Digga's performance is excellent, but I'm having more trouble getting into it over things that are not Rah Digga.
Right. Yeah, this one it felt, kind of more of the same. Like, she's not really telling us anything like new and exciting here. She's like a bad bitch and she spits hard, and that's kind of what she's talking about. The beat is kind of nice. I liked it. It does have that kind of like grimy sort of like feeling to it, but it has like mixed in, it has like a violin playing, and then there's cricket sounds, and so it's like you're like, it definitely like makes me think of nighttime. Like I'm like on the streets with you out at nighttime, like maybe
It's
in New
the,
Jersey. Like you're kind of getting like that feel, like it's a little urban, but like, I don't know, it's like kind of creepy, I guess, in a sense, a little bit.
It's the same guy as the last beat.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. So like, yeah, anyway, so she's like spitting hard and she's like, repping her hood, and that's what she's talking about. She's talking about New Jersey, and talking about like the moves that she's making, and people might question her, but she's here like killing it, so she don't really care. And yeah, I mean, I like her flow. She does a really good job on this one. Yeah, I get it. And like, I don't know, I liked her rhymes, and the title made me think of, let me know if you think of it, the SNL skit with the same song title. What's up with that? What's up with that? If anyone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know. It was another one, so I gave it a 4.35 on 5.
Fair enough. It might be that like the sound grows on you with time the more you listen to it. I'm gonna give it credit on that front because I don't think it's poorly made. I feel like it's a hit or miss sound. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense because I just don't want to convey like I'm being a hater or something for the people.
I don't think you're being a hater
like
when
this.
you loved like the last song so hard.
That's fair.
So, chill.
Anyway, I guess you're being so cool.
As
your
per
lady
usual.
friend Bonnie. This is one of those beats where I feel like you have to be a really good rapper to make it sound good. And she is a really good rapper, and therefore she makes it really, really sound good. Because, it's a weird beat. It takes like a second. It's like, whatever, and it just is like abrupt sounds and shit. And it's got its own little flow and swagger to it. But the truth is, I should be calling Rah the conductor because she's leading the way for me with her underground vibes and being self-employed, etc. But she really does lead the way over this beat. She fucking crushes it. I don't want to waste time. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking the same commentary in the same kind of way, except that I like the beat a lot more, and I like the way she hits it a lot more. I like the way she flows on this shit. I like the chorus. She's so cool. Like, it's just fucking nice. It's different. It kind of adds a little bit of splice to the album. It's got a cool thing. But I agree, too, right? Because I do think Rah Digga is pretty cool. I have left this project overall feeling this impression that she really is extremely talented MC. I don't know about all the other ones that we reviewed. I'm not saying they're not. Like, we've seen a lot of different things. We've seen some flexi talent in regards to like, somebody like the Brat with the kind of iggity diggities and shit. We've seen somebody like Queen Latifah with the strength and spiritual like guidance and like whatever. But I feel like Rah Digga, if a dude spit the lyrics, it really would it would be like that. Only Rah Digga is just so fucking ill. Like, she's like the person in the feminist movie that's like, you don't need to call me a woman. I'm just fucking good. But in this case, it's fucking facts. Like, her talent level alone is holding it down. And I don't mean that to come off like misogynistic. I mean, a lot of the ladies do lady rap. Queen Latifah had a feministic tone to her entire thing. But
she also mentions, like, talking about, like, she's used the word feminist in her rhymes. Like,
and I believe she is a feminist.
Yeah.
And I believe that throughout the course of this shit, that she has dropped a lot of female powerful concepts.
Yeah.
But in the ruse of still being exactly what everyone else is doing, in the rawest, purest form of hip-hop without making it a central
focus. And I think,
focus.
like, as much as she...
So, okay, sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Other people make it the focus of their image. Rah Digga does the opposite. Her image is, I'm a ill fucking MC, and I find she tucks the social political shit in the middle of the bars, almost like seasoning on it. So you know who the fuck she is. And she is all that, because I don't want to take it away. Because, big ups to all the other people for their strong. Like, Queen Latifah's a fucking hero, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you listen to that album, and it's, I am the queen. It's, like, loud up front in your fucking face, right? Verse, and Missy Elliott too has like that kind of, it's almost like a central focus. I am this. Whereas Rah Digga is just like, I got bars. Oh, and I'm a strong, independent woman. Like, you see what I'm saying? I feel like there's a tone switch there where,
I guess,
in a sense, I feel like she's a really good emissary feminist to men.
Like, I think what it is, well, not what it is, but I think like part of it is the fact that she comes across more masculine, I guess. Like, her voice is deep and it's strong and powerful, and she's not she's not singing up here. She's singing down. Oh, I mean, she's not singing down here, but like, you know, like her voice is just gruffer and
it's like
it's. But she's kind of like, I don't care. I'm a woman. This is a woman's voice.
But it reminds me of like
Deal with it.
Rhapsody.
Like,
Rhapsody
yeah.
like just raps her fucking ass off.
Yeah.
She doesn't. The fact that she's a woman is reflected through her bars and her experiences. But the fact is, when I think of Rhapsody, I think rapper. I don't think woman rapper.
No. Like,
But what I'm saying is, when I think Rah Digga in my
understand,
head, it's like rapper first. It's like the rhymes are so like the focus of who she is that the fact that she's a woman almost feels secondary to, in the way that a lot of ill MCs, it's
I
like
think it just becomes one, like, synonymous. It's like, you know, when I say rapper in your mind, often,
So,
more
like-
often than not, you're gonna think man, a guy. You're gonna think of a guy. That you're gonna have a vision of what a rapper looks like to you. So for me to say female rapper, oh, okay, that's gonna give you a different image. If I just say rapper, you're always, more often than not, going to think of a man.
And I totally appreciate that, but I think part of why that is because there's so few, because again, how often is it that the female rappers, and again, it might be branding, it might just be all men,
Yeah.
especially the way men gatekeep in this industry and shit. So I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not blaming women or trying to slut shame or say anything about it.
don't
I
think
think a
that's
lot of
coming
this shit's
across,
fucking, if you watch my like speech in the first part of the intro on this album, you'll see where like I really feel strongly about a lot of these things. I think it's more, it is a reflection on a lot of us and how we treat the different MCs, but at the same time, like look at Lil' Kim, look at her entire image, look at how many of these people's entire images were like, I'm a woman, I'm a hoe, like being a woman almost felt like a central part of.
But she was powerful in like who she was and what she was
like,
and what she did, and like she, you know, embraced
also
everything.
keep in mind, I watched a lot of State of the Culture, and Remy Ma has absolutely influenced my perception on lady MCs. And one thing I can say about Remy Ma is, even though she has a fucking song about feeling the heartbeat of her kids and shit, Remy Ma is a rapper. A rapper. And then you think of a woman in the same way that Rah Digga is a fucking rapper.
Right.
And and again, it's like, I don't think, I don't feel like their gender is as inbred, and that's something that's interesting. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing the mark, but I think that's why she's maybe more digestible to men. It's because the fact that she's a woman is not being shoved down my face here, and
Right.
even her, like, it just, like, I don't know how to describe it. That's what I think was bothering me a bit. In one of the music videos, she's like hypersexualized, and I don't know if that's her that chose to be that, fair. But it feels like, listening to the bars, that's not the kind of decision that I feel like she would have made based on how she's presented herself in these bars.
But, you know, again, like, you know, women don't have to be like put into like one box and be like, this is all you can be, and you know, you're not allowed to ever be sexy. You're not allowed to, you know, like if you're gonna be the tomboy and you're gonna be sort of like that sort of image, then you're not allowed to also, you know, wear a bra and like little panties in the club or something. Like it's
I feel you on that, but then we're talking about
like, I get
the
also like
product
the
of being
image of it and
the
like trying to
product
sell
in
it.
a male-dominated industry at
Yeah.
the time of the 2000s.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, you know,
again,
which one is the right answer.
And totally, you might be correct that I'm just projecting, but I feel like, yo, she should be like, and this maybe she should just be into some gritty shit, fucking spitting with graffiti around, you know, wearing a fucking puffy hoodie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just because that's what it kind of sounds like. I don't know. Maybe like as a woman, you would do something different with your fashion or whatever. But I'm saying one of the videos, I can't remember, I think it's Tight. Like, it just felt like hypersexualized in a way that was weird. It just didn't fit right with the way she was rhyming to me. And again, I could be projecting here. Yo, I'm not right, okay? I know I come off like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know this is a bit of a distraction away from the track, but I think it's an interesting topic still. And if you're watching this, Rah Digga, no disrespect. I think you are a fucking talented
all respect.
MC, like, for reals. Because I don't know, I saw that you made a YouTube channel recently, and I commented, maybe you watched this. But like, straight up, I respect the shit out of it, and it makes me wonder a lot, because I know she stopped working with Flipmode, and we were watching that little DJ Vlad clip where like Vlad sent the lady, he couldn't talk to her himself. I thought it was like, fuck, that's funny. But then again, it's 2012 Vlad, so I don't know what Vlad's operations like back then. I do know he has a B team to talk to what he feels are the B celebrities. He doesn't talk to like everybody, and not everything makes the YouTube channel. But I was watching, and she's like, I don't want to. It almost felt like she didn't want to deal with being part of the Flipmode squad. Like it felt
Well,
like.
I think that she's, she did that and she's done.
And
I
it
think
just
that's
makes
kind
you
of
wonder
what
what it's like to be part of that crew, to be the girl in the squad. Because, keep in mind, at that time, all the squads had their token female who had to play that role. And,
Yeah.
like, there's so much politics and shit that would have gone into, like
and it
this
probably,
project.
maybe, I don't know, maybe she has, she resents, having done it, or, something happened, or, maybe nothing happened. I don't know.
I'm just curious about all this stuff. I think it's all relevant to the album review.
Yeah.
All of it, everything here is relevant and important stuff to consider. Because, again, I don't know the full history of Flipmode and her and whatnot, but I'm saying this would have been, like, because you can see it in everything from, like, the intro. And then the
this
token
was definitely
tracks.
the time, like,
And then the way Busta Rhymes is all over every music video. And, because, this feels like an extension of Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not her.
Some of them.
The sound, the overall tone on the album. It feels like the album is an extension of the Busta Rhymes universe more than, like, and maybe that's what it took back then. Like, again, I'm in a lot of ways curious because I understand 2020's music marketing game is completely fucking
but, like,
different.
you have to, like, put yourself in, like, the headspace of whatever, like, when she was writing this, it was probably, like, late 1999 or whatever. Like, the Spice Girls had, come and gone by this point, I guess. Like, they were, so, like, that feminist, that kind of second, like, girl power, like, kind of strengthened, and it made a lot of, I don't know. I think that there was a lot of, like, women artists and women kind of took to the stage and, took charge again. Not that they weren't taking charge, but I think that it was just kind of, they were more embracing of it, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh.
Like, women.
I'm not sure how the Spice Girls correlate to this. To be
Like, no,
honest.
I'm just, like, trying to, like, put myself, like, in, like, the time when, like, this was being written and, like, what was going on
she
and what
would've
was
had,
popular
Queen
and, like
if you say Queen Latifah and
No, but, like,
all these
yeah, but
ones
Queen
that came-
Latifah
or
would have
even
been, like,
TLC or because these are all people that would have been strong feminist role models in, like, a league where I could see a correlation leading to Rah Digga.
But, like, I just think
Everybody, like, probably saw Spice Girls, but I mean, I don't know how.
I know it's probably sounds very whatever, but like I know that the Spice Girls definitely, like, played, like, a big part in, like, kind of pushing, like, the feminist movement again. Like, this was, like, the third wave of it or the second wave of it again. Like, I think there was sort of, like, or maybe more for, like, the youth or something like that. I don't know. I know they did something good, girl power, but maybe I'm just like,
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, I'm not feeling that Rah Digga wrote a feminist album here. I think she's a strong woman that said, I'm a woman of integrity on this project. I don't feel a lot of feminism. I feel like she's a feminist. I feel like, if anything, I'm just saying for myself. Like, I feel like she has some great. It's more like it's the same shit I like in Griselda. It's the same shit I like in everyone else. She's giving you good fucking advice on how to live your best life.
yeah.
That's what I feel in this project. So I feel like it's a weird comparison because I'm not seeing the connection between.
I don't know. Maybe I just was, like, in my head and
like,
was thinking of
we've
something.
reviewed like so many classic albums that came like and paved the way for a Rah Digga have nothing.
I'm
to do
not
with
saying
this.
that it wasn't like a paving the way. I'm just trying to say, like, what was happening in, like, whatever 1999. Like, I'm just trying to, like, think about, like, all of the things that had just kind of.
There's a
I don't know.
lot.
Obviously, there's a lot of things going on.
Isn't Biggie had just died? Like, there's so much shit that, like, in '97. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't picture the musical landscape because I was 10.
Right.
11, 12. Like, we weren't able to do that. Like, our Spice Girls was our reality because of our age, you know?
I guess, yeah.
We were
Maybe that's why.
in the clubs fucking and shit, you know? Like, Rah Digga was clearly out there getting drunk and rowdy at that time of life. So anyway, it's all fine. I mean, y'all can let us know if you agree or disagree with any of that. I just think it's interesting to look at the way Flipmode and Busta Rhymes' relationship, because they made this album. So it's directly correlated to, like, the experience. And I mean, I imagine this is Busta Rhymes trying to, because he's pushing Flipmode heavy at this time, and then everybody had their little squad, and then everybody's squad was like the lady rapper, right? Everybody had that going on, and even down to the like the intro, it just felt like the lady rapper album, you know, like I don't know, it feels like there's an archetype that is getting fulfilled here in a way that I wish, I don't know, like Rah Digga could have just held this down without a lot of that influence, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, doing a track with Busta Rhymes is fucking dope. I think Rah Digga was like I don't know, like I like the ones with Busta. I just I don't know how to like fully articulate this point. I just think it felt like the label made a lot of decisions that impacted the outcome of this project, in my opinion.
Okay.
And that's really where I was trying to go with it all. Anyway, I give this a 4.5. I think this is a fresh fucking track, and it does what it's supposed to do properly. And, you know, the rhyming is on all this stuff. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yep. For me, this one... I mean, she's tough like on the rhymes again, you know, she's doing like, you know, her good usual thing. I just find that it was kind of, again, lacking in substance a bit. You know,
what?
And, you know, she's just like, you know, and she's just so cool, and that's, you know, literally what the song is about. And I don't even know if you mentioned it's
lacking
also
in substance.
So cool.
Yeah,
she's just talking about how cool she is.
But that's she's doing it with a lot of substance.
I didn't like it. Anyways, I don't think we mentioned that Carl Thomas is also featured on this one.
We did.
It's like slower and like a chiller kind of beat, like almost like a little bit like R&B-ish, like rappy, but like still sort of, I don't know. Honestly, I'd skip this one every time. Not cool. So kind of boring. So I give this one a 3.8 on 5.
All right. I guess we can move on to Just For You then.
All right.
I like this one. Definitely you can feel the Flipmode influence on this track. I mean, it's featuring the whole Flipmode squad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize Rock Marciano was involved with Flipmode until now. He's a name I have seen way later on in life who I actually really, really find talented. So that was a cool discovery to me. It looks like I never really looked that deep into Flipmode. I really enjoyed the tune. I feel like everybody came through. As far as a posse cut goes, it's solid. Busta Rhymes has his energy. Everyone sounds fucking solid next to him. Raw flows through and just holds it down. I don't think there's like a bunch of bars that stood out to me as far as being super substantial. It's just really everybody's bigging each other up. There's some gun shit going on. There's some, you know, flossy shit going on. It's alright. I don't know. It's just kind of braggadocious. A lot of it to me that I find interesting again is the delivery. I think the way they spit together, bouncing off each other, creates like this palette of different voices that really just complement each other well. Like this is, cause like sometimes you get these posse cuts on these tracks like this where like it's like main guy sounds super dope and everybody else just kind of sounds like second rate. I mean, nobody sounds like Busta Rhymes, let's be real, but everybody sounds good next to him in a way where like it's just nice, you know, because let's be real, Busta being Busta a lot can be kind of overwhelming at the same time. I like him, don't get me wrong. All things considered, I think this track just kind of delivers. I think the beat's nice. I think it's got a great flow to it. I think overall it just follows through. It has this great sound. It follows up so cool perfectly, in my opinion. It's got a great everything to it. It's also produced by Knots, who's a name I've seen quite a few times on here. I think more of the songs I thought were good were produced by Knots than not. See what I did there. Anyway, I give it a 4.5. I don't know. I don't have a lot more to say.
Yeah. I mean, it is always cool when you have Busta Rhymes on your song. So, I mean, points for that, right? You know, so yeah, she does have like the whole like Flipmode squad here, and you know, they're all good. They're pretty cool, and they add a little bit of like variety to like the album, in terms of like, you know, just who's on it and everything. And they're all just sort of talking about like how badass they are, and you know, some of like the shit that they've done and whatever else. and how they kind of spit hard and true, and this is for like the people that didn't take them seriously, and this is sort of like their reminder of like who they are and how they roll and what they do. So yeah, it's not bad. It definitely has like an underground feel to it, so I think maybe it's like the scratching that's like on the song. So yeah, I gave this one a 4.1 on 5.
Alright, we can move along then to Fuck Y'all. I feel like this track starts with the interlude that takes place at the end of Just For You, where all of a sudden the beat flips into this almost smooth R&B sounds, and Rah Digga and Busta Rhymes are doing almost like a crude swooning kind of singing, like, and look at it, you just open up your mouth, girl, and taste the dick, and then fuck y'all. You know, like it's funny. Like, I thought it was humorous. It's strange. It pops out. It's a really good transitional interlude. I feel like if you're gonna do a skit thing, that's how you do it, and then it flows into this track, which I guess Busta's off. Now we got Young Z of the Outsidaz, and then this track kind of flows through, and it's all right. I feel like it's a bit of a step down. It's an enjoyable tune, but it's one of those ones where they're literally just dissing each other's genders, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, fuck y'all guys for treating each other like whatever. But in a sense, it's like this strange, and this is where like I don't fucking get the culture and I don't fucking get the times, and it's 2020 and I'm a white dude sitting here talking about it and all the other fair shit that you could say. But straight up, this shit normalizes treating the opposite gender poorly, so it doesn't sit right with me. It's just like literally fuck y'all, you know. And then, you know, basically he describes some women that treat some bad shit. She goes on about how men ain't shit, and it's just like, what's the fucking point of this song? Who, like, really, when I really think about it, like, who the fuck is it like fun? Is it really fun to collectively rally together and be like, yo, men ain't shit, hey, yo, women ain't shit? Like, if that's the way that people want to live, yo, I don't know, maybe I'm the weird one here, but that sounds goofy and awful. This sounds like a stupid song conceptually. I mean, everybody raps well. I just would not listen to it because I think it's stupid at the end of the day.
All right.
I gave it a 4.1. It's a really well-made song that I wish didn't exist because it's such a product of how poorly people treated each other in like 2000. Everybody treats people like shit in pop media in this era because of like shit like Friends, which is like, let's be a douchebag and call it cool, which is a lot of pop culture. Yo, you guys do not want to see my thoughts on 90s media. I will fucking wreck your 90s media with my moral fucking feelings. It's like this, but like fuck most 90s media in like TVs and shit. It's also toxic when not like
Really
all of
fun
it.
trying to watch TV with him.
But like a lot of this shit is really like, yo, did that really happen? And then you start considering the social implications. Yo, just imagine a bunch of 13-year-old kids sitting there listening to this shit, feeling like, yo, this is how I'm supposed to treat the other ones. Men are like this. And then they grow up into people who share memes on Facebook like men ain't shit. And then guess what? Genders don't like each other and there's a lot of problems, okay? I'm not basing these feelings on nothing. Mm-hmm. This is a trend that they all played into for money because this kind of shit works. It sells. It's hot. I don't know. Maybe she felt this way. But if she did, that breaks my heart because it's sad. This song is sad. Anyway.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is, right? So, you know, she's sort of like saying, yeah, the guys that can't keep up with her and like fuck the guys that are like trying to like get with her, or the ones that are trying to like rap battle better than her because she'll destroy you every time. And then from the guys, we've got, you know, fuck y'all bitches, you know, so it's like the same sort of thing, just directed at women. And you know, and they're just kind of just saying like, you clearly can't mess with them, and that's it. And it's it definitely is like hype energy. It has a decent beat. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I thought that this one would be fun, like live because it's like simple and hard hitting, and you can have like the girls on one side and the guys on one side, and then they can be like, you know, like a rap battle, like, but in terms of like, you know, oh, guys suck, girls suck, like, I mean, if you're, I don't know what you should be, you know, rap battling over, but like, you know, that could be something.
Look, it's just Young Z's basically like, listen, suck my dick and I'll give you all the money in the world.
Right.
And
which
then,
is like less good, but
that's her point. And then she's like, we're making changes, we're gonna take their bail money, we're gonna fucking rob all the men. And the fact is
like women taking charge.
But the way that they're perpetuating it is more like Cardi B drugging men and robbing them is more how that verse came off to me. All I'm saying is I acknowledge straight up 2020 white boy lens. Okay? I'm saying how I'm seeing it now.
That's fine.
Without context. But some like this doesn't sound like healthy relationship stuff. Is all I'm trying to say.
That's why I thought it was like, you know, it was like a rap battle type situation. Like in my mind, that's what like this song was made for.
Like it is, but literally to like bash the other gender, which is where I was like, I don't know.
But like she probably does get like, you know, in, you know, at that time, she probably, you know, if she was participating in rap battles, she probably was like, oh, you're just a woman. Like, you know, you can't rap for shit, blah, blah, blah. And, like, that was probably the kind of shit that they would say to her.
But it's more about, like, guys who don't deal. It's not. I didn't take it like battling. So, all my bitches that had it up to here, we about to make changes coming in the new year. Say, fuck y'all. Don't trust y'all. We're talking about men. Staying up in the game. Give all these lacy fuckers strife with them whack baby mothers. Fuck y'all. Every one of y'all. Let's take their bail money. Make it hair and nail money. Chanel money. Nike and Adidas shell money. Like,
they're taking over.
We're taking the money that they owe us. Men don't pay. We're going to take their money. They're fucking lazy ass bums. Let's rob them. They're all liars. This has nothing to do with rap battle. I don't see the rap battle elements. Obviously, and then he's like, you're a bunch of hoes. You may as well just suck my fucking dick and you're just a bunch of fucking pieces of meat. And then this is effectively why they don't trust each other, which is interesting to me at like a deeper level than I think anybody involved in this song fucking realized. But if it was like, yo, men don't acknowledge me because I'm a woman as an MC, I would completely agree with you. But to me, the bars come off a little bit more like...
Well, I think it's also like based off of like things that, you know, people that she's met and the things that she's lived through.
Yeah, but I can go on Facebook and show you 1,000 fucking people who like perpetuate these norms to this day, right? That was my point. Maybe this isn't healthy. Maybe this is just all a fucking stupid trend.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's toxic at like an ethereal level that like, yo, your song, like I'm sure it was cool and I'm sure it slaps hard to a lot of people. But when you really think about it, it's a fucking weird premise for a song. Let's point out all sorts of reasons why my gender doesn't trust your gender and celebrate it.
Yeah.
That's the song to me.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how, even if it's based on your experiences, it's still a fucked up life. That's a fucked up life. That's what I was saying. Everything about this is sad or toxic. I don't know, or both. Like, it's a weird track. It doesn't make me feel like warm and bubbly for Rah Digga. It's
No, I don't think it's supposed to. But anyways, let's find out what the lessons of today are.
I like this track because it sounds really good. The scratching's really nice. The overall beat, like, I feel like this is some like real hip hop kind of hip hop. I really enjoy it. And then I was trying to follow the story, and I don't really know what the lessons of today are. And I tried to listen to each and every single word she had to say, because I know that she stays raw, right? And I'm supposed to follow the rules, and so I listened to her chorus, but like going through that whole first verse, right? So she has 3 siblings, and we coming up fast. Things aren't the same. She's describing this whole like story of nice houses, and it kind of feels a bit like a come up, only something went bad and he turned himself in and went to jail. And I'm like, I don't know what the lesson is. That like if you do something wrong you're gonna feel guilty and go to jail. Is that the lesson? That guilt is overwhelming? I don't know. Maybe that's the lesson. I didn't know what the lesson was. I listened to the story and I thought the storytelling was pretty cool. Like, I'm not trying to diss her, like, in that regard, because I actually really dig it. And I felt the same way as I went through all 3 of them. She describes a lot of stuff that happens, but I don't know what the fucking lesson is.
Yeah.
I can't I don't know if it's like because she's like shouting out like the, I think it's Slick Rick or whatever, like the old timey track that she's shouting out. I don't know if it's just because she's calling to that, but like for real, it just kind of sounds like a bunch of troubled people in these three stories had really shit lives, and due to poor decisions, stuff happened to them. But like if the lesson is don't make bad choices, I'm like, come on, like it's a weird lesson that like to exemplify, like I can't figure out the greater parable that is so exemplified by the chorus, the lesson of today. You have to listen to each and every like why I didn't really need to get the lesson of your song is I guess my point. Like, you know, like when you hear something like that, you're expecting some illmatic breakdown of fucking dense poetry put together, but not. I mean, look, I know I'm nitpicking a little bit, but every time I heard the chorus on this, I then thought back to the lessons in the songs, and I'm like, specifically, I can't find a lot of lessons. I can find some generalized lessons, but going through this individual stories, it feels like don't be born in the wrong place, and that is the lesson. Like it's hard. Like life's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe y'all are disagreeing with me and being like, that fucking honky don't know shit about shit. And fair enough. Y'all can correct me in the comments on this one. But I feel like Rah Digga was like, yo, this is the deepest shit I ever wrote. These are moral lessons of, like, the fucking era based on a hook, and I'm just not getting that vibe. And then there's the weird, my album is over, but I'm giving you some bonus tracks skip. But, yo, Busta Rhymes' shit's coming, too. And then here's the next one. And that was so weird. It was like, that's like a commercial for, like, the next dude's albums, which I guess is nice for like squad and shit, but still fucking weird.
Yeah, I definitely never had heard that before. Yeah, what did you give this one?
I gave it a 4.35. It's a cool track. I think without the outro bit, it would have been an interesting end to this album, but it's not the end of the album, and there's that weird skit that kind of hurts the song a bit.
Yeah, I also gave this one a 4.35. Like this one is, you know, there is that more of like an actual story here kind of going on, and you know, we're sort of learning about, you know, a little bit about her and like her family, and you know that like to be fair, I think I got like some things mixed up, so you know this isn't 100%, but like just sort of like they've had like struggles, and like her siblings sort of like help each other out because, you know, and like help her, you know, to be successful, because their parents passed away. Like that's what I took from that. So her brothers and her sisters like help each other out, and like that's what they do, and like they have each other's backs, and like one of her siblings seem to like have some problems, and then like on like the second verse it kind of sounds like her brother is more like a friend, like, and so I wasn't sure if she was like talking about her actual brother or if she was just like my brother, this guy, blah blah blah, like, and just like a friend of hers. So that's where I kind of got a little bit confused, because it didn't necessarily sound like her brother that she was still talking about, but I'm sure it probably still is. And like again, just kind of like the troubles of like finding, you know, their way and trying to be successful, but the realities of life, and you know, and just like the impact of having lost parents, that you know can have like on you for life.
Like her brothers all, like the first brother goes to jail and the next two die.
Yeah. So so then there's definitely like trouble with like drugs, and you know, like her brother is getting in trouble, and you know people want to like take him out, and you know he's been up to no good, and you know, and I think that like women are pissed off with him, and I think men are pissed off with him, and so he's got trouble all around. And it sort of sounds like a song that she wanted to make for her brother to hear, like just to kind of be, you know, like this is for you, like I'm telling you, you know, your story, like I want you to like hear the reality of it, and like, you know, it just kind of it felt a little bit more like she wrote this like for a reason, like for her, like something personal. I don't know, I liked the outro. I thought it was okay, and it just kind of is talking about like she is who she is, and like that's what it is, and I don't know, it felt a little bit different, and I appreciated the story, so like that there was like a little bit more variety. I mean, it's basically like nearly the end of the album, and we're kind of getting this, something that's a little bit different. So I like that. Yeah, so 4.35 for me.
Fair enough. I don't know. Again, like, it's not that the track is poor in any way. I just felt the chorus was like a little much for what was the storytelling is amazing. Like if she had flipped it to like these are the tragic tales that happen, like all of a sudden the whole song would be fucking great in my opinion. In like that regard. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's fine. The next track is called "Handle Your B.I." I mean, this one just kind of keeps up the braggadocious situation. Like, she's got her shit together. She handles her world. She's fucking dope. I like it. I feel like it's another one of those calling card tracks. She's putting out this project. She's got faith that it's going to carry her to the next thing. She's got everything she needs to be there. I don't know. I don't have a lot more to comment on it in terms of specific lines. I think it's pretty great in the delivery. I like the way she kind of bounces off the different ad-libs in this track. I think she does utilize them in a cool way. It's pretty fun. The beat's got a great little swagger to it. I don't know. It's a decent track. I could say it definitely feels a little more on the, like, it's kind of like she prefaced it as a bonus track on purpose because she knew that it kind of felt a little B-sidey. So it's kind of cool, but like because she prefaced it like that, I guess I was just kind of like, all right, it's fine. It's a nice extra track where it feels like she just flossed a little bit and just kind of had a little more fun with it without worrying about this one being like the most pristine, like pristine, like fucking raw, super cut track. It was just more like her just flexing for a little bit, almost like off. Like if you told me this was off the dome completely, I wouldn't be like surprised, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I like the energy on it, and I give it a 4.35.
Yeah. I gave it the same thing again, 4.35. The beat sounded familiar again. Like there's something about like her beats are like, I don't know. It just sounds like something that I've heard before, or maybe I've just heard this album before and like I can't place it.
It's absolutely, a lot of this is the equivalent of auto-tune rap, honestly, for the era. I know that's gonna sound like a fucking weird thing to some people, but like when people go auto-tune rap, they're often talking about trap drums, this, that. Like there's a whole formula of a sound.
Right.
This sounds like a lot of pop shit of that time, in my opinion, based around that like Busta Rhymes sound.
That could be it, yeah,
and
for sure.
We've reviewed a bunch of stuff that is in the era of that sound.
Sounds like that, yeah.
So you've heard the stuff that inspired this or is inspired by this or all of that like era.
You've heard it all.
And I do feel that like this like beat sounds like a whole bunch of other shit. It does not come off like a distinct sound for Rah Digga. It sounds like Rah Digga on other people's sounds. I think that's a great way to actually put what I think I was trying to describe earlier in this album review.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, anyways, it definitely sounds familiar. I like what she's saying on this one. I like how she's saying it. She's basically kind of summarizing that she's using everything that she's learned in life to be successful, to rise to the top, and there's nothing like her, and, she can't be stopped. So, yeah, 4.35. I don't have much else to say about this one.
All right, so the last track is called Clap Your Hands. This track's pretty banging. This is one of the best songs on the album, in my opinion. So this is a bonus track. I don't know. This is fucking nuts. This song is so good. The beat's just, again, a complete stereotype of the times. Like, I don't feel like there's any, like, distinction to it in terms of, I couldn't, it doesn't feel like it's, like, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
It flows in the same vein as that of being in 2000s, but it just hits hard in a way that I really enjoy. And the way she rides the way that she structured this, to like, did not tell everybody how you came up with your name. What was it like trying to get up in the game? And then the way she just proceeds to spit, like answering herself, and then she keeps that up for the whole song, so that it almost reminds me a little bit of "What's My Name" by DMX in the way that structure with almost a call and answer response to it. That's fucking hype, right? Because you can almost see like the crowd on this one, if they know the track really well, asking her this shit, and then her like responding to it in that way, and then she delivers, right? And it just feels like a culmination of a lot of the stuff we've heard on this album. But to me, it's just like really dope because she pivots topics almost every fucking time. But like proceeded to come through. The one thing I couldn't figure out is she's like, fuck around and ride the train, say no, say my voice too manly, can't understand me, no album out, super bitch, want a Grammy. I'm like, I couldn't find out where she won a Grammy. I don't know if she really did win a Grammy. I couldn't find a record of that. So if she did, I was hoping somebody could let me know in the comments. Otherwise, yeah, I think this is one of the better ones on this album. I think she hits it. It's just got a lot of great rhymes in it. The way she delivers it is cool, but the way like she delivers it stands out 18 tracks into an 18-track project.
Right.
And I think that makes it extra exceptional in my opinion. So I give this a 4.5, and I think it's an excellent way for the album to close out for me.
Yeah. I mean, she's just kind of saying, like, she's like a tomboy and how she kills it and, like, who she is. And, like, she really must have, like, a lot of people telling her that she's, like, manly or she sounds manly, since she keeps bringing it up, like, on a lot of her tracks. But, you know, life's life, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Decent energy, decent beat. For me, it wasn't like over the top, but it was good. It was another good one. I gave it a 4 on 5.
Fair enough. I like this album. If we talk about the album as a whole, I think it's really strong start for Rah Digga. We've touched on it a whole bunch, especially in the second part. I give it a 4.37. I think Rah Digga's performance is absolutely of the tier that we would call anyone a classic on. But whoever executive produced this project made some choices that dated the shit out of it. Like, they wanted this to sell. That's why I kept bringing up the Flipmode and stuff. Because it's like, that's the label, right? That's the group that made this happen. And I feel like they made a lot of choices that hurt this album. And let's say we'd gotten a lot, the entire thing had been that gritty, straight spittin', part 2 kind of sound. A lot of the stuff Knots did was like top tier. Even the ones where I complained a little bit, maybe I'm wrong, I can admit that his production is like absolutely, like, it stands out. I'm just saying, there was something off about a lot of those songs, like the funner songs.
Right.
So like half this album is like really fun, and half this album is like really ridiculous in terms of like, and so it's like it's a weird mix that doesn't absolutely vibe well track to track. Some of them are, but where she hits.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, it just feels like it's not Rah Digga's fault. It's like the shit around Rah Digga that wasn't as fun. And the posse cuts are all good. Like, I want to give this album a lot of props. Like, I really enjoyed listening to it. It's just something about it that felt kind of weird. So I feel weird calling it a classic. Whereas I feel like Rah Digga's performance is classically awesome. I don't know if that makes sense. I
agree with you. Yeah, like I gave this album a 4.25 on 5, so it's not a bad grade. But like I was really thinking about it, and like I just found that like I don't know if I would necessarily call this a classic, but like I agree. Like she has like, you know, there's definitely some like great songs on here, and there's definitely some you know bangers, and you know ones that she's really like. She really is talented and she's really good and everything like that. But like for me, like I just felt like there wasn't a lot to work with. It was quite repetitive in terms of like the topics that she was covering and like what she was saying. Not how she was saying it, because that's always, you know, it was really cool. But like I just found that there was like a lack of like, I don't know. There wasn't it wasn't really anything about her. Like I wanted to hear more about her and her own story, and we didn't get that until like almost like the end of the album, like even like a little bit. And you know, maybe she did that on you know later albums. I would have to check that out. But like I just feel like it should have been like kind of sprinkled in a little bit more than just kind of like here's a, like you know on track 17 you'll kind of get to know a little bit about her and her family.
But just to like counter that, most MCs of that era aren't really doing a lot of the personal shit. It's a lot of the bars. It's a lot of that until like that one random story track tucked deep in the album. And like I'm trying to think of examples where a lot of these rappers are getting personal. We get some weirdly abstract shit with Farside, but we're talking like this kind of rap, these kind of rappers.
I don't know. I just feel like more could have been discussed.
Like Busta Rhymes isn't telling us about himself.
No. But like he's also exceptional. I don't know. I mean, not that I'm saying that she's not exceptional, but
think
like
she stands up
like,
well next to him.
like no, No, yes, I agree, but I don't know.
But like
what
you
I'm
put
saying.
on like a Puff Daddy album, it's not gonna be
Yeah, that's
personal.
not gonna be.
But I'm saying,
But at least
think
he's gonna
about
like try. I don't know.
not for
I don't
personal.
know.
It's gonna be
I have to listen. I
grandiose.
don't listen to
But
one of
we've
his.
a lot of the
more.
classic Quest albums we talked about of like this kind of rap. Like let's say the more bars driven. Like it's not personal. It's rare that they really go into themselves. They talk about who they are now, what they have now, what they can do now. They can talk sometimes about the struggle of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like as much as anybody else, she sprinkled it in throughout the whole project. And that
Okay.
last track was a little more like storytelling-esque. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying it's not that different than what other people are doing.
No, I guess not. And maybe she just. I don't know. Maybe she just hangs out and smokes weed all the time, so she doesn't really have like any sort of like drama or anything to talk about. But like, I mean, I guess if she's talking about like her parents dying, then that's pretty
But
dramatic.
like,
I guess.
I mean, I don't know that I was her so much as the story she crafted to teach. I actually liked what you said about the brother thing because you're right. It sounded like she was trying to tell somebody something like pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
But like, I did not take that like it was literally her. I took it like she made up a whole story to like convey because that's a tragic tale. Everybody died in that. All three of the brothers are like one of them goes to prison, and the other two die. That's a serious fucking story that would have probably been all over a Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how like I look at it. Like, to me, it's just this was an album crafted about lyricism for like people into lyricism mixed with some pop, like weird pop.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I appreciate what you're saying. There's a lot of people who also want that more personal connection. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong with it. I'm saying that I don't think it's that different than what others are doing in this era. But again, a lot of those albums aren't classics. A lot of those albums maybe aren't timeless. And maybe had she not been a female, she wouldn't have been reviewed.
I don't know about that, but okay. Yeah.
How many people from like honestly, we've barely touched that decade, that era
No,
of music.
we have.
Who? Luda? One time?
I don't
Like
know.
that's
People.
it. Missy was late 90s. I'm saying we have barely touched the year 2000 in that era of music. We've barely gone there
Well,
because
we'll have to.
I think it's a saturatedly weird music era that maybe I don't know. What are the classics that come from like 2000 to 2005? Like, because I really don't think
I mean,
we've
we
done
did In the Club, or was that the
yeah,
name of
50
it?
Cent,
50
Get Rich or Die Crying. So what's
yeah,
the non-shady aftermath stuff that came from that era? I guess Jay-Z, because we haven't done any of them. Maybe we should. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what would have happened. Like, would we, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just feel like I wonder a lot about the branding on this album. Because it seems like, I don't know, like if it wasn't for the fact that she's a woman, I don't know that this album would have got reviewed. And then that seems weird because she's such a talented MC, but it seemed like she got fucked on branding. Like, I don't know. That's just what it feels like to me. And it feels like a weird topic to bring up because sometimes I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass on this camera, which makes me nervous because y'all are like, you get the occasional person who doesn't watch me all the time who this is the only video they're going to see. Anyway, I guess that's good enough to like call it quits. I don't know if you have more to say.
Nah, I'm good.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all being here.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments what you think about any of it. You can like the video.
If you like the new lighting.
Definitely subscribe to the channel for more content. Special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Parr, Jonathan Barnes, TG Blackheart, Kent Linda Williams, Scribble. They're dope. Support what we do. If you want to also support what we do, you can check that out on the Patreon. I make music, like I said. Links on the channel in the description, all that good stuff. And yeah, cool. Thanks. Live long and prosper, everybody.
Bye, guys.